This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to SimTrack's broadcast. And we are here with the NSR Xfinity Series. Oddly enough, we are not in the Xfinity cars. We are hanging out inside of the Gen 6 cars. We are taking a look at a driver who's normally not here with the NSR Xfinity Series, but is looking to promote a good fundraising cause here, especially for the NSR Xfinity Series. Kevin Orlando in the 27 Ford we see out there. Right now, he just knocked a top 5 starting position here on the night. We'll see if that holds for as long as he can. Right now, Travis Gilbert out there as well. Mark Sikosi is finally getting out there on the track in his Chevrolet. Hopefully, we'll see how well these guys do out there for this entire night, because Talladega is an extremely tough track. And I got to admit, many guys are going to be looking for that opportunity to see if they can sling themselves up to the front, but it's going to be very difficult with the amount of drafting that we're going to see, the amount of passing we're going to see. Guys are going to be starting from the back. Guys are going to be starting from the front, and they're going to be switching back and forth here. But once again, I appreciate all you guys joining us here at SimTrax Broadcasting, as this is coming to you live here from Talladega. Right now, we're taking a look at Matt Sisler out there in the number 66 Ford, looking to see if he can lay down time. He has yet to put a time down so far. Neither has Mark Sikosi. We're waiting for these guys to kind of kick it in. Right now, joining alongside me is Stellar. Stellar, appreciate you joining me here again for the NSR Xfinity Series. We are seeing a little bit of the race and revolution joining along with these guys at a super speedway track. And I'm glad to see so many guys and even new faces able to come out here and put some times down and race with this league. And gives guys actually a good feel out for each other, that if it's a league worthy of them driving in or vice versa, that they'll come out here and be able to do that right now.
Yeah, I'm liking, SimTrax is broadcasting several different leagues, and it's lovely to be able to see a lot of these leagues come together, help each other out, kind of like a racing brotherhood kind of thing.
Yeah, that it is, and I'm definitely hoping we're going to see some decent times out here. Right now, we are seeing some of our best times out there on the track. Right now, Tommy Gossett, Stoney Benfield, and Jackson Van Pelt sit 1, 2, and 3. And we've got Kevin Orlando and Travis Gilbert sitting 4 and 5. So we're looking to see if anybody can wedge in there. And yes, we do. It looks like Mark Sikosi nails that spot. So far, so good. Excellent shot there as we get right now with a 51.7 second times. I can guarantee you we'll be somewhere in the 49s, if not the 48s tonight, as these guys are going to be super fast. I mean, insanely fast here tonight. Seeing that these Gen 6 cars with this new update has kind of tricked them up a little bit. You'll see guys actually bottoming out a little bit and possibly some sparks coming off the back end of these cars. We're a little nervous that may cause some problems out here during the draft. During the draft, Stella, you'll notice some of these guys, it'll squat the cars down a little bit, but the car in the front will actually lift up, and it may cause a little bit of traction issue. Now, let's talk a little bit about this race while we have the moment, as we are getting ready here to line up as qualifying is coming to an end here for this upcoming race. Now, we are taking a look here at Talladega. Of course, 83 degrees down there on the track. 94 laps is what we've got in store for you guys tonight. Stage will not actually be a caution here. The leader at lap 50 will win a little bit of money tonight. So that also goes for the guys in first, second, and third will be winning a little bit of dough. Of course, 100% fuel, 6 tires down in pit, and looks like no fast repairs. Damage is on, no fast repairs. Of course, your lead producer, Patrick Morrison, broadcaster Stella, and race control is going to be Corey Boudinot. Looks like I'm excited to see, because I don't know about you, Stella. I love seeing race control. But 75 degrees out there in the air. This should be an awesome race. As qualifying is wrapping up, Barney getting locked and loaded up top, as this race is going to be a wild one, especially all the way until the end. Now, Stella, with as wide as this track is, being over at least 2.5 miles here, this should be a pretty interesting race as to what, things we're going to see. We're going to see pit road get insane. We're going to see drafting get insane. We're going to see guys working with other teammates and try to file their way to the front. It's going to be, to me, I think it's going to be a huge race here, and I think a lot of guys are actually kind of knocking this one off, as this may just be a wash.
Well, no race is a wash. We're going to have a lot of fun, I think. Looking at 94 laps, we got, like you say, at lap 50, we got money. At the end, we got money. That always makes it a little extra fun, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely for sure, as these guys are getting loaded up here on the track, ready to go. I'm interested to see how this is going to kind of stack up here for our guys as they get ready out there on the track. To get going here, but let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup here for tonight. Tommy Gossett and Stoney Benfield. Benfield, look at racing the NC811.org, number 75 Ford, will be on the outside of row number 1. Jackson Van Pelt sitting third. He'll be out there trying to see if he can get that Lowe's number 07 Chevrolet in the victory lane, but Mark Sikosi in the Dale Jr. Amp Energy, you'll see his throwback out there in the number 8 Chevrolet. He'll be starting 4th. Kevin Orlando in the Racing Revolution 27 machine will be starting 5th next to Travis Gilbert in the number 2 machine. Looks like he's going to be out there. Hopefully we'll see Travis Gilbert lock and load here. We are seeing him kind of dropping off a little bit. He's got to hurry up. Right now, that moves us back to Alexander Tessie right now in the 7 machine. Right now, Tessie is running the Farmers Insurance number 7 Chevrolet. On to Trevor Keith, which you guys, if you've tuned in to Simtrax broadcasting before, have seen Trevor Keith. Of course, Trevor Keith is running the KSX number 48 Ford out there, followed by Jacob Kaplan and Justin Cope. Now, Cope is rounding out our top 10 in the number 59 Bojangles Ford. He'll be trying his best to get up to the front. Word through the grapevine, Cope is looking to find his friends, link up, and move up to the front quick. That moves us to Brandon Broadfoot and Cameron Combs sitting 11th and 12th. That's going to be a tough run here for these guys as they are already seeing a load of cars in front of them here. Let's rotate on back where Brian Wiggins running the Amsoil number 17 Chevrolet, will be starting next to Hank Caston. Corey Hassler will be 15th, and on the outside of row number 8 will be Jason Crumley. Crumley running the 83 right now. His Chevrolet looking hot, but not so hot during qualifying as he's going to be starting way farther in the back. Let's get to row number 9 where Matt Sisler, he's out there in the 66 machine sitting 17th, and Andy Reeves. Andy Reeves looking to see if he can get a good run here tonight, starting out in front. Right now, the 23 machine getting rocking and rolling here. Johnny Taylor, we've talked about Johnny Taylor a few times out there in the actually, Dale Earnhardt number 3 machine. We'll see how well he can do. Right now, Johnny Taylor, you'll notice him out there in a Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. So Brian Whitney and Brandon Hastings, these guys are going to be following on up in 20th and 21st. Josh Brown, I do not believe he is getting behind the wheel here tonight, but that moves us to Casey Ryback. Ryback is actually running Kyle Busch's M&M scheme out there in the number 18, so we'll see how he does in that. Maybe it'll bring him some luck, and Ernie Williams will be starting 24. Stella, we've got 24 drivers out here tonight. This should be fantastic. I can't wait to see these guys get going, especially to get this one rolling. A super speedway brings all sorts of drivers, all sorts of different strategies out here, and this is going to be one that actually has got to make sense, and guys are going to have to pit on time. Lack of the draft, they're going to be way off pace, but we'll get this one locked and loaded here as we get ready to get this under green. Stella, this is looking pretty sharp here so far.
Yeah, without a doubt, teamwork is Talladega's specialty. Tonight, since we've got 6 sets of tires, they should be fine. 100% fuel. Not a lot of pit strategy, except don't go by yourself.
Yeah, all right. Right now, green flag is about to fly. We're waiting on Barney here as Tommy Gossett out front in the number 16 Ford gets taken off here. Interesting to see Stoney Benfield actually slacking off a little bit there. He dropped way off pace, and the outside line is slacking off big time here, so hopefully Stoney is able to collect it, as that outside line will come in. It will be the faster lane here later on in the night, but they've got to rubber it up first. Heading too wide down the backstretch. Nobody trying 3 yet, but with 94 laps, you don't want to do that right off the bat.
No, I definitely wouldn't want to see the big one right off the top. Especially a group that has fast repairs, that could ruin somebody's night before they get started.
Oh yeah, well definitely as we take a look at these guys flying through this track. These are custom setups built by the league owners, so these guys are going to be doing their best out here. It is fixed, though, so no adjustments can be made to it. So they've tried to tighten up these race cars, definitely make them a lot more sturdy out there so they don't fall apart. But right now, it looks like Stoney Benfield and Travis Gilbert, these 2 guys are actually marching back a little bit. Benfield down 8 positions now. Might have got a little slow to start, and he's paying for it now as they shoot down the backstretch. Nobody finding any time out there to find some room to get up to the front. They've got to be quick getting to the inside line. So top 3 right now are Tommy Gossett, Jackson Van Pelt, and Kevin Orlando. Orlando sitting 3rd. Tessie and Jacob Kaplan sits 4 and 5. Brandon Broadfoot 6th. Moving up 6 positions already is Brian Wiggins and Travis Gilbert sliding on the outside and a little bit of the side draft from the number 9 of Corey Hassler. Figuring out where the top 10 ends, it will be with Matt Sisler. Sisler moving from 17th to 10th in a matter of a couple of laps. So, guys, if you were out there rooting on a teammate or rooting on your favorite driver, don't check him off yet. He is going to be able to battle back as we've got guys. I mean, the only person in the top 10 who hasn't moved is Tommy Gossett, and he's in the lead.
Well, for some, that fresh air out there is the ticket. And other than in one of our leagues where they say the worst place to ever be is in the front, I take it number one any day.
Oh, yeah. Well, we are taking a look over top of Matt Sisler. Sisler's been actually on a pretty bad run of getting in trouble out there on the track. You know, he's been kind of hammered a couple of times. I believe we saw at Dover he got smashed to pieces out there. He's got to be careful. Fortunately, Matt Wheeler, his magnet out there, doesn't seem to have any problems. But we are seeing him riding next to Travis Gilbert and Cameron Combs in the number 51 Mobile One machine sitting right behind him. Now, Stella, the draft here is unlike the next gens, and it's unlike the Xfinity cars. These things do have a little bit of that draft bubble, so they'll be able to hang back a little bit, where you see the 51 taking off right there as you see a big rush of speed. As we take a look here from the start-finish line all the way to the backfield, they've got to be careful. The bump draft will work, but they don't have to bump to be fast. They can really snug up close to each other, and these cars will take off something fierce. But still, so far, so good. 4 laps into this thing, and there it goes. Around they go. Right now, Travis Gilbert has gotten hooked. Around they go, getting blasted to pieces here. Brandon Hastings involved, Ernie Williams involved, Travis Gilbert involved, and I believe limping to the start-finish line is going to be Hank Caston.
Oh, my heavens. Yeah, that was painful.
Yeah, Brian Wiggins as well got hammered on that one. Right now, I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of chatting over top of driver chat right here. It didn't go so well. Looks like we may see Brian Wiggins taking it back to the garage. I believe he had to tow. Right now I'm seeing the number 17 down in pit. Right now it's showing 17, but I've got the number 2 on the side of his AMSOIL car, so hopefully we'll see him return. Seeing that entire front clip is missing here, Stella. That's not looking good.
Yeah, that's such a pretty car to be not making waves out here.
Yeah, a lot of guys. I'm sure Jacob Kaplan out there, and looks like the Tony Stewart throwback. Number 20 Home Depot car was able to avoid that one. I'm sure he's pretty happy. He was riding in the top 5 here, but we'll go back and take a look at what happened here right at the yellow flag and see if we can find out what kind of tumbled these guys up. I know that was definitely not good. There's Travis. Boom. Yeah, I think what keeps getting me is everybody kind of dodging there. You see the 91 on the brakes. He's flat spotted those things.
Well, I'd take that rather than a missing front fender.
Yeah, let me take a look here right over top where Travis Gilbert is and see if we can see what happens, because this looks like where it starts.
Yeah.
Travis Gilbert's rotates to the outside here. Ooh, the 2 comes up. Oh, the 2 came up. Huh, the 2 came into the 2.
I was going to say, which 2, dear?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
my
that caused a lot of issues here. We'll see if anybody, it looks like everybody during this time is starting to pit. I'm looking to see if we can find another angle here.
Yeah, you'd almost have to be dead over the top so we could see him against the lines on the track.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
Oh,
Travis Gilbert's solid. Yeah, there is a gap here, Stella. You are right. There is a little bit of net code here, but it does look like Wiggins may have rotated up and caught the left front. Yeah, the only thing Travis Gilbert could have done is made a hard left here. And then that would have sent him spinning and saved Travis and stopped the wreck here. But that is quite unfortunate.
Oh.
Yeah. Right now, check out that Kyle Busch 18. Boom. Man. Yeah, and some of these guys, you see him ducking off even in the grass trying to get out of there.
Yeah, I was looking at 81, whomped on.
Yeah, just wrong place, wrong time. Yeah,
Yep.
Brandon Hastings got a huge shot there. So as everybody else is coming down pit road now, seeing how this is going to go. Driver still down pit road. Looks like it is going to be Travis Gilbert, Justin Cope, Andy Reeves, Brian Whitney, Brian Wiggins. Both these guys down pit road. That is going to do it for them. I see definitely we're going to see a lot of A lot of repairs here. I don't know if the 81 machine will be able to return here tonight or if he has taken it back to the garage. Seeing how early this wreck was here in the run. Looks like Cope down and in. Cope suffering about 1:40 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, he's able to squeak out as we take a look at our leaders coming on around. Right now, drivers who have not pit are our guys here in the top 7. That being Van Pelt, Kevin Orlando, Tessie, Kaplan, Broadfoot, Hassler, and Crumley. So Gossett, our leader, decided to pit, now sits 8th. And we'll see if anybody in the infield car care center decides to kind of free themselves up here, as I'm sure we've got a few guys that are kind of fuming right now of kind of what happened out there. I definitely hate to see that go for them that early into the race, but it does happen. Brian Whitney looks like he'll be the next one to take it back to the garage here. As we see Andy Reeves in his 23 Chevrolet look like he's working on catching up here. And we'll see if we can find him returning here. We'll see if we can grab a hold of him here and try to let hopefully he's calm, cool, and collected. Travis Gilbert, you got a copy? Travis. The answer would be no. All right, well, we'll try to see if we can get a hold of Travis later on here in the run. He's maybe been out of shape here pretty well, and I can't blame him. 3 minutes of repairs in the box for him so far as this kind of tangles up a little bit. Seeing that Brian Wiggins is down in pit road, he's still trying to be fixed as well, trying to see if they can kind of piece him back together. Definitely a little bit of net code there, but it has cleaned up. I know the net code has gotten a lot better, Stella, after the update, but it's still it's very tough. It's very, very concerning.
Hey, it's nothing like Atlanta after the not this last update, but the one before. I'd never seen anything like that. I mean, we were looking at half a car length, and people were spinning in Atlanta. They just really messed up that particular track. Yeah,
well, that was the super speedway, and them trying to get it out as fast as possible. Jackson Van Pelt, Kevin Orlando starting in the front row, and we'll get this back underway here. For the remaining drivers who were able to survive and stay on the track. Looks like Casey Ryback has got to hurry up, as right now it looks like everybody's going to be chasing him down. Here we go. Away they go. Kevin Orlando going to be first across the line. Good start there by Jackson Van Pelt in the Geico restart zone, but he looked like he may have had a tire slip, which means Kevin Orlando will get across the line without being black flagged here. So hopefully he'll continue and he'll be able to come back. But this is doing awesome here so far as we are back under green. Right now I've got Orlando, Van Pelt, Tessie, and Jacob Kaplan sitting 1, 2, 3, and 4. Broadfoot battling for here in the number 22 machine. Looks like he is riding in the Shark Bite number 22 Chevrolet alongside of Corey Hassler in the number 9 Ford. Taking another wing at it here. They're trying to see if they can get just a little bit as they fly through turn number 4, getting up to speed still. We are at 193 miles an hour out there on the track. So far so good. These guys kind of pass it back and forth here, whether they're going to be able to end up in the big one again or not. Trevor Keith tangling around back here in the top 10, though, as we look like we might have a blinker here in the back. I'm hoping that is not the case. Johnny Taylor, Mark Sikosi, and I believe that is Cope rounding out our field. Sisler hanging out back in the 66 machine. And I think some of these guys might be kind of minding their P's and Q's here, saying, you know what, let's go ahead and let these guys race, and we'll last it out to the end. Kevin Orlando is deemed that the number 1 spot is the safest place to be over in the Racing Revolution League. He's had some chances to lead out in front of the Super Speedway Series, but it has been unsuccessful in most of them. So here we go. The only one I've seen him successful in was at Atlanta, but he's going to lead himself another lap here as he gets across the line with Van Pelt all over that rear bumper. So far, so good for Kevin Orlando in the front as we take a ride along here with Kevin Orlando, looking back at Jackson Van Pelt. Van Pelt in the 07 Chevrolet really rolling it on here. You see the sparks shooting off of Kevin Orlando's 27 Ford here, trying to hold on.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Looking back and seeing sparks everywhere. That's pretty gnarly.
Oh yeah, as they look like they put the number 18 machine a lap down here, as he's going to be marching on back. The way he goes, unable to get in and out. Casey Ryback in the M&M's machine. He's marching on back, and he's got to figure out how to catch that draft later on, as he is unfortunately rolling on back. You see him all here on the outside, might try to tuck in and kind of roll around there with Stoney Benfield, who's in the back of this run. This is kind of what I more expected here, Stella, is these guys going single file, especially up here in the front. Just try to tick off some laps, and we'll duke it out here in the last 15 or so laps. But definitely these guys are going to get paid out really about that lap 50 mark, as we got a run here on the outside. Number 20 machine is Jacob Kaplan starting to give a good push. Kevin Orlando, gutsy call, taking the shot to the outside, makes a good block. Ooh. And now they are continuing this run here to the front. Jackson Van Pelt gets stopped immediately. Tessie, he's moving up to the front, sitting on the inside line. And right now, Kevin Orlando is the tip of the spear here, coming through the dog leg. Interesting run here, Stella, as the outside line kind of gets the brakes hit on him.
Yeah, but they've got it now coming into this next turn. Kevin Orlando won't be able to cut him off like that again.
Yeah, interesting to see. Stella, talk to me a little bit about the Infield Car Care Center.
Well, I have somebody down there that is up and ready for you to talk to him if you'd like.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and do that. Driver out there of the number 2 Ford that we saw out there on the track. Looks like Travis Gilbert has entered the Infield Car Care Center. We're up to about 8.5 minutes here of repair. Travis, talk to me a little bit about that net code out there.
Yeah, I went back and watched the replay. I could see maybe there was a little bit of net code. However, I watched the 17 get a little loose on the bottom and walked up the track. Trevor,
inside. I'm sorry. We've got him flying into the infield.
Yeah,
oh boy.
Yeah, Tessie got a bad bump there, slinging into now 12th position, way off pace here. He falls way back, and I believe we have another driver. I don't know if that was Trevor Keith or if we ended up having Cameron Combs there actually rotating back. So it looks like everything all set and good. Everything is still solid here, but unable to no harm, no foul. Everybody stays alive, and just kind of a couple guys flying off the track there, Stella. But Travis, yeah, man, we had a little bit of kind of bump and run and guys sliding around a little bit out there. You know, it's hard to say and difficult to see out there in these Gen 6 cars, really, if there's any room for error.
Yeah, and not only that, it's hard to generate a run. So there's that little air pocket that these cars generate, and you have to. The inside line there at the beginning of the race, you know, they were lined up there. So Trevor and I were trying to make a run up there to get to Kevin, and we had to side draft to get any momentum. And you know, when you side draft like that, there is no room for error. When a driver on the bottom gets loose and has a mistake, and there's net code with the iRacing code, you see what happens. And these cars are hard the Gen 6 they're hard to get together and generate runs. So side drafting is going to come into play whoever wins this race, Patrick and Stella. So we'll see who's good at it.
Yeah, as we're taking a look here in the front couple of rows here, these guys are slicing back and forth. Jacob Kaplan and Jackson Van Pelt look like they have a vendetta against each other. No one wants the other one to pass, and right now Kevin Orlando's just hoping no one swipes across his rear bumper here as he's holding that 27 to the floor. Travis Gilbert, I hate it for you to see you get knocked out here, man, but hopefully we'll see you out here and maybe push your guys, even if you're a lap down, maybe maybe the stub toe out there to get in the way of some of these guys to help your other teammates. But in the meantime, Travis, give me your shout-outs here, brother.
10-4, I appreciate you. Right now, I think Kevin Orlando, he's a really smart super speedway racer. He knows how these Gen 6 cars race, and he knows you got to be out front. If you're out front, you can pull a Brett Keselowski or a Chase Elliott back when he was good with it, and you can control the lines. Dale Jr. Whoever is out front can control the lines because it's not enough momentum. So I think Kevin Orlando, give a shout out to you guys. Trevor Keith, he showed up for Racing Revolution. the NSR guys for putting this on. So appreciate you guys, and I think I'm just gonna hang out here and watching. You know, this is a different perspective right now. I know. I see this. This is crazy.
I'm so sorry. Oh my heavens, Van Pelt is like, I got second and nobody else can have it.
Yeah.
Well, that's how side drafting. Look at how you have to side draft. You guys are gonna see. This is gonna be 94 laps of crazy side drafting.
Yeah, this is
Probably are gonna have 2 or 3 cars left coming to the start finish line.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty tight as we take a ride along here with Jacob Kaplan. Looking right off his left front fender here. You see how close everybody's getting and how many guys are bottoming out here. It's like we do have some side panels making contact. I don't think it's the bottom of the car. Travis Gilbert, appreciate you, buddy, and hopefully we'll see you be able to rock and roll again.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. I'm kind of having fun sitting here watching from your perspective, you know. There's no points on the line. It kind of sucks. I want to be out there, but hey, if I can't be out there, we might as well enjoy it from a different perspective, right?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of enjoying things from a different perspective, give me a little bit about Vets Track, quick.
Hey, Vets Track, go check them out, store.vetstrack.org. They're out there doing good things, trying to get vets to the track to, you know, battling PTSD one lap at a time is their motto, and trying to get soldiers away from committing suicide because we're losing 22 of them a day. So go check them out, help, go donate, volunteer, go buy some merchandise, or just go learn. Maybe you got some veterans or military family members. Oh, what happened to Kevin?
Orlando just got bumped.
Van Pelt just, yep, he took that spot. Hop back in.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Kevin's gonna be mad about that. Watch this, and he's behind Trevor now too. So see what them Racing Revolution dudes can do.
All righty, appreciate you, Travis, and good luck on maybe spotting for these guys. For God's sakes.
All right, appreciate it. You guys enjoy the broadcast.
You too.
Oh,
Appreciate
yeah.
it, man. All right, everybody, that is Travis Gilbert there as he moves on back to his teammates to let them spot Stellar. We are looking over top. Right now, Jacob Kaplan is saying absolutely not. He will have his guy back in the front, but notice how Kaplan and Jackson Van Pelt, these guys once again side by side, and Tommy Gossett has returned back to the lead.
Yes, that's the part that got me. Was granted, Van Pelt may have pushed his way past Orlando, but in that mix, pop goes Gossett back up to the front again.
Yeah, we'll see if this is going to come back to bite him. Hank Caston, you see him out there in the solid black car. He's being followed by Kevin Orlando, who's looking to return back to the lead here very quickly. As he sits down in 5th, he's slung by one of his teammates, Trevor Keith, sitting 7th. And right now, Van Pelt working his way back. The 07, everybody gave up on him. So now back to the outside, but look who's returned to his outside. Does he have anything against him? Kevin Orlando sits right behind him now, so he may give him a little nudge and let him know. Not real happy with the way that one went as he got to the side of him, came down and then nudged him right on the side of that car. Oh, yeah, here we go, Stella. Yeah, definitely. These guys have never raced really with each other before, but there's going to be something happening out here on the track, and normally guys help talking, how they say it, talking with that chrome horn on the front.
Oh dear, yes. But one thing I noticed while you were interviewing is you had a close-up of Van Pelt, and he was getting loose, wicked loose in the back end. And I'm watching here again. The Caston is having a bear of a time. As soon as that wind, comes off of the back end, they're getting really squirrely.
Yeah, we're taking a ride along here with Kevin Orlando again, sitting back in 5th where he originally started this race. He got some lead lap time, but it looks like Gossett turned back to the lead here. Trying to see that huge run. Kevin Orlando having to hit the brakes there to kind of drag it back a little bit, not to get caught up in any sort of trouble. As there's a driver down on the bottom here, looks like he's on the apron. They're going to let him sling by, and that is Travis Gilbert.
Huh?
Yeah, so Travis may return back to this race here. We'll see if he comes back down pit road. He may be trying to see if he can tick off some laps or if it's just too beat up. He's heading back down pit road after spending 15 minutes in the box. So he's going to be returning back down pit road to see if he can square that thing up a little bit. Like I said, there's a chance I've seen guys out there, if their teammates will actually be that little sore spot. They'll go out there and create a block to help their guy get on by. or help in the draft. You know, if you're able to get
That
3 guys
part.
on the outside, that could be a huge help. But depending on his damage, he may or may not be any help to these guys. Racing Revolution drivers sitting in Kevin Orlando and Trevor Keith are 5th and 6th. And right now I'm looking to see, actually, where is Matt Sisler? Here he is. Sisler all the way back here in 15th.
15th.
Yeah, with Sikosi. Sikosi actually leading this pile here with Ernie Williams, Justin Cope, Matt Sisler. And I believe Andy Reeves is actually making up the back of this field here. As these guys are going to be trying to chase him back down. Another driver looks like he's joining the garage here. Maybe Johnny Taylor in number 3. He's checking out. And doubling up with these two, Alex Tessie, and I believe, actually, that's somebody else. Who in the world is that? That's the number 5 behind him. That's the 5 of, I believe, Casey Ryback. And it looks like he got his car put all back together. Ryback actually rejoining back on the track, getting a few of those dents got hammered out. And he's trying to fix that thing back up. So maybe they'll, if there's another caution, they'll be able to squeak to the front. But Stella, 1 caution, 23 laps, almost down here. And this is looking pretty good as everybody's like, all right, settle down a little bit. But that's hard to say when you saw what we were seeing earlier out there. Is guys getting pushed around. It's just not, that just doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, they've got, I don't know if it's something to prove, but they definitely just, they have an urge to win this one. Maybe it's the money on the line, not sure. But yeah, we've seen some, I mean, like Sikosi he had a top 5 start, and here he is back in 11th. I don't know if he got up in some of that crashing stuff, but yeah, we've got several people we expected to see further up in the ranks here.
We are taking a ride along here with Jason Crumley here. Right now he's dropping down to 10th. Doesn't look like he's got any help there on the outside in the number 83 Chevrolet. He's trying to deal with a little bit of trouble out there on the outside of Stoney Benfield. Benfield in the number 75, as you see them going almost 3-4 wide. Oh boy.
Wow.
Whoa.
I don't know what was happening there. Like a firecracker went off in the middle.
Well, Corey,
they just
yeah,
went everywhere.
Corey Hassler going a lap down here as he rotates on back. He is a lapped car, so he was not lapped until then. Now he's marching backwards. And unfortunately, that is what happens. These guys are with all that draft. You see the amount of speed compared to Hassler. Is, you know, right now, these guys here in the front are doing 193 miles an hour, and Hassler tumbling around really about that 180 mark. So, yeah, when you're about 50 miles an hour, they creep up on you a lot faster than you expected. Outside line starting to form up a little bit here, Stellars. We're taking a little look at where these guys end up heading into turn 1. Right now, I believe that's actually leading the charge of Cameron Combs on the outside, followed by the 22 of Brandon Broadfoot, actually sitting right behind him, the only guys on the outside line. I have had some success here at Talladega, or a super speedway track, having a little bit of side draft success on the outside. Man, it's just so close, and you see what it did with the first wreck there on lap number 4.
Yeah, these, like you say, they're very, very touchy. You don't actually have to bump in the bump draft. Once you guys all get in the same bubble, that bubble floats.
Yeah, that it does. Everybody thinking about what happened 23 laps ago was the big caution that we saw. Brandon Hastings, Travis Gilbert, Ernie Williams, Hank Caston was involved in it, Brian Whitney, even Johnny Taylor got involved, and Brian Wiggins got all involved in that wreck. But this is kind of where it boils down to, is can these guys kind of shake that loose? If they were in the back and they were able to get around it, how do they not return back to that same issue? What can they do to combat not doing that again? So they file on back, as it looks like Stoney isn't able to get any traction there, as he now tucks in behind Trevor Keith in the number 8. Jason Crumley getting way loose back here, just trying to calm that car down a little bit here. I don't know if he's going to be able to kind of square this thing away, but he is getting ready to lose the draft here in just a moment. Now remember, Stella, we've had some guys come down pit, and we've had guys not. Right now, Tone and Tommy Gossett came down on lap 5, as well as Hank Caston. But Kaplan, Van Pelt, these guys didn't come down pit, and those are the guys in the top 5.
Yeah, you were saying, I think on that first caution, everybody but the top 7 went into pit. And now let's take a look at where that top 7, they've definitely been intermingled with those that went ahead and took those tires.
Yeah, 100%. As you see these guys stacking up on the outside again. 22 machine of Brandon Broadfoot not happy with what Cameron Combs is doing in front of him. Already starting to nudge him there. Drivers who have not pit sitting 2nd, 4th, right now 6th and 7th. And rounding it off with Jason Crumley, who's now down to 10th. But yeah, once again, we see some trouble happening on the outside. Benfield making a good call here, following on the outside, able to get a hold of that draft bubble, and that's going to help pull him to the front. 7th place so far, and he may be looking to gather more, but as you see him pop to the side, get a little more fresh air of that nose, he's going to bleed a lot of speed off, and that's not what he wants to do right now.
Yeah, getting in there, that magic number 3 of getting as many cars, bumper to butt there, is your main goal. Fresh air is great, but not if you lose the draft completely.
Yeah, right now the super speedway menace out there is Jackson Van Pelt, and very, very aggressive out there. As you see, he makes some extreme lane changes. As soon as it looked like Combs and Broadfoot were coming up, Stoney Benfield got ready to take up the draft, and the 07 slings to the outside again, almost cut him off from any sort of advancement. So very careful these guys have got to be, because that Lowe's machine is not driving exactly like Jimmy Johnson out there.
Well, I don't know. The Tony Stewart car is kind of doing, but yeah, they bump. There we go. All right, but nothing wrong with a little bumping and pushing. It's just that seesawing back and forth that scares the heck out of me when I see it.
Yeah, and that right there is a huge mistake.
Ouch. Oh, ouch.
Caution is out. Broadfoot is around. That was a huge mistake.
Well, let's take a look at it, huh?
Yeah,
we do have a Stony person out in the watching audience.
You talking about Barbara Pinion out there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she was out here. She was the first one rooting on, and unfortunately the only person. Look at what happens here.
What it wasn't a seesaw thing like I was talking about, was it?
Well, the 51 comes off the nose of 22 that's starting to push.
Yeah.
Which is really not... I'm trying to...
Not healthy.
I want to see Tommy Gossett here, and what we're going to do is we're going to rotate here. And I want you guys to take a look at what happens here on the side. The 51 decides to move as the 21 is pushing. Now, 22 determines he's going to move and catches the front of Tommy Gossett here.
Yep.
Yeah, look at the number 20. What an excellent move. Jacob Kaplan, heads up driving. That's what I'm talking about. Looks like Kevin Orlando decides to fold up his car a little bit to make dang sure he was on the way out.
Oh.
Wow, yeah, look at the front end nose damage here on Gossett.
Yeah, does Combs end up surviving this?
Combs. Actually, Combs showing right now he's in the lead.
51. Okay.
Yeah, right now they're ticking him off as in the lead when the caution came out.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah, let's see if we can take a look. Here they're coming into the turn. Slide to the side. Caution. Is when it marks the caution. So it shows him in the lead as the 22 is starting to flip around backwards. As soon as he turned 3/4 of the way, if not sideways, it throws the caution out and locks everybody into that position. So that does not seem to be any sort of an issue here as they go ahead and move on through. Pit road is starting to heat up a little bit here. Guys coming on down, I would probably say this is perfect. Perfect timing, as right now we see Gossett trying to fix that car up just a little bit. Definitely want to take care of that. It's such a draft-heavy track that we have here. Right now he is still down in the pit box here. And that right front fender is destroyed. Let's see if we can find that camera taking a look out. Yeah, you see that right front fender pulled up a little bit. So that is not going to be a solid run for him so far. He's been leading most of this night, aside from Kevin Orlando getting a little bite there. He's kind of actually fallen off just a hair, rotating his way on back. But we are already lap 32 here. We're going to actually cut away to commercial here in just a moment. As these guys pace around for a little bit. Unfortunately, it's going to take a bit, but they're going to go ahead and knock this down. I do want to give a shout out there for the Xfinity series here with the NSR League to go ahead and take part in this fundraiser. These guys are definitely looking to kind of raise a little bit of money to help with a little bit of the league funds, and racers tonight will win some money as well. So definitely these kind of races are few and far between, but they definitely happen, and definitely appreciate each and every one of the people that can pitch in. But we'll be right back after this commercial break.
What a nice day to install my new mailbox.
Hi there, friend. I'm Dig Safely Man. My job is to ensure you call 811 before you dig.
Why do I need to do that?
Vital utilities like natural gas and electric run just beneath the Earth's surface. Damaging them can cause service interruption, environmental hazards, or personal injury.
I thought only contractors had to call before they dig, so homeowners do too.
Call 3 business days before you dig unless you have X-ray vision. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
All right, everybody, appreciate you guys hanging on. We're about to go back under green. Van Pelt and Hank Kasten are going to be our first guys out of pit road. Stellar time out there by Jackson Van Pelt with a 13.7-second pit stall time. Huge move, which moves him up into the front row. He'll be taking us to our restart here as we enter the Geico restart zone now. We're waiting it out just a moment before we get going, and should be on the gas. There he goes. He sandbags it a little bit, allowing Barney to go ahead and throw out the green flag, and away we go. Out in front, looks like Hank Kasten's going to get the shot here into the front. Notice how everybody's starting to stack up already. Kevin Orlando making the push as he's getting way loose. He better be careful there from Jacob Kaplan, who's sitting on the bottom. Kevin Orlando sitting fourth. Trevor Keith is fifth. Ernie Williams now up 18 positions, sitting in that sitting sixth right now in his Chevrolet. But man, Jackson Van Pelt just so aggressive with these moves. He's jerking back and forth, and he's going to be very lucky if he doesn't get caught up in the next wreck here as he sits in front of Jacob Kaplan, who I'm sure is right now puckered pretty good, seeing what's happening in front of him here, Stella.
Yeah, when you see the rear end of a guy's car that close, and he starts whipping back and forth, that's definitely a pucker factor.
Oh yes, and already out there in the chat, it looks like we got Alicia Kaplan out there saying, "Go Jacob." Parents are cheering him on all the way from Florida. Right now, Kaplan is sitting still top 5 here. I don't know how Kaplan's doing it. Maybe he's got a lot of tenacity out there to figure out how he's going to stay behind that 07 for as long as possible. And Alice Forget Berube joining out there. Yes, these are the Gen 6 cars. Appreciate you joining us here tonight, man. This is a wild race. Definitely, I'm sure the Racing Revolution guys could definitely appreciate your presence here as the 27 and the 48. Yes, they are top 5 as well. But right now with Travis Gilbert knocked out of this one, and they could definitely use the help of the 19 out here, Stella. But seeing how these guys are, fortunately, no 3 wides yet. I have not seen any 3 wide conditions in the 07 here at Jackson Van Pelt. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're hoping that's
since the restart.
Yeah.
Because they had it a couple times, but avoiding lap traffic, etc. And some worked better than others.
Yeah, I've got to admit here, Stella, just looking at kind of what the racing's going on up front. Nothing against Jackson Van Pelt. I'm not trying to pick on him here. But this is you do want to see some sort of sturdiness, some sort of stability out there. Right now, Jackson Van Pelt heading into even turn 1, he's getting loose, sliding through these turns. And notice see how much he's shifting over his lane here as we're in our Michelin Chase copter cam. Right now, whoa, Trevor Keith doing the same thing here.
Yes.
Well, what ends up happening is it'll create more like that Nokia snake game. As these guys move from side to side, the rest of the field behind them will move side to side, and they're trying not to make that happen. And that's what I was saying about the stability of the line. When guys start shifting back and forth here, it's going to cause nothing but trouble out there, and it's going to start shifting pretty bad. Look how he slides to the outside.
Yeah.
So that allows Hank Caston to get a little bit of a draft move here, and now he's going to be able to catch up. And once again, they're side by side. So let's see how this goes. I know we try to rotate through the field a little bit, but there's just so much hostility here in the top 10.
That's not hostility. That's just racing.
Now, racing is side by side and being okay. But right now, we're getting ready to start folding indoors.
Yeah, they are aggressive. For sure. Woo, yeah, like that. Saying, no, you don't want to pass me. You really don't want to pass me.
Yeah. I'll take a look at it here. Right now, we are seeing if anything can go on. It looks like Alex Bourget tuned in a little bit late. We actually had Travis Gilbert here in the booth for just a moment to give us a quick little shout-out, because unfortunately, he may still be down pit road. Yes, he is, for another 17 minutes. So, Stella, I don't think he is going to be able to return, but he is at least going to do, to me, the top-notch thing is if you were knocked out, now he's going to play bird's eye view and try to see if he can help his teammates out here and maybe push one of them to the win here tonight of the, really, of the Fundraiser 250 here at Talladega.
Yeah, well, the best part is, the funds are being raised in this fundraiser, no matter who wins. And the more the merrier.
Oddly enough, Kevin Orlando had this exact same thing happen with Trevor Keith, his own teammate, during practice. And I almost swear that was exactly training him for that moment. As you see him now 3 wide, finally getting one here, is Kevin Orlando on the inside. And we've got a couple of guys to the outside of him, Stoney Benfield to be one of them, and the number 3 of Johnny Taylor. Now remember, Johnny is down a lap here as he sits now 19th. Out there on the track, and the number 51 sitting right behind him of that, and of Cameron Combs, who originally, you remember seeing him up there in the front, but he's actually been kind of bumping and moving around here a little bit. But man, oh my gosh. Boy, Alex Forget, I appreciate you joining me, man. Definitely, I like getting those words of confidence there and appreciation for what we do here, especially in the booth with Stella and I here. Trying to do our best to make sure this looks absolutely as real as possible. These guys are sitting in sim rigs. They are sitting in racing seats. They are wearing gloves and racing shoes. And to me, it's about as real as it gets without the chance of some serious injury. Unless you're in one of those motion rigs. Man, I had one of those, and man, that thing cranked my neck trying to race on Irwindale. That was a mistake. All right, let's take a look here on the outside. As we see Trevor Keith getting his chance here. Huge gap for him as he shoots on down the line. Let's see if we can get maybe a little more rotation here, so if we can find kind of the distance he has to make up to the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Yeah, he closes the gap there a little bit. That'll leave Kaplan on the outside. Kaplan about to be the meat in the sandwich here, as unfortunately it looks like the 16 of Tommy Gossett's going to take a shot to the outside. 22 machine going to make up that distance. Here comes Broadfoot. Broadfoot looking to slide in between. Hopefully Stoney Benfield paid his spotter and doesn't rotate to the top, as this is going to be a huge shot here as they have the opportunity. Let's get over top in that chase cam here as you see all that wiggling around out there, not saying too good. Whoa, man, there it is.
clink. All right, hold it, gentlemen, hold
Yeah,
it.
right now the 22 machine needed to rotate down in front of the 18. He's got to get that thing settled down. And oddly enough, Stella, when guys are in the draft, your car is solid. When your car is out of the draft, your car is solid. When your car is floating in and out of the draft over and over again, that's when the car loosens up, and there's nothing but trouble out there on the track.
Yeah, I tell you, I have tried this a couple times, and I can't seem to puncture the bubble and hold on.
Yeah.
As soon as I hit that.
Check this out. Trevor Keith not taking no for an answer. Outside line, Kevin Orlando making the push. Racing Revolution is into the lead here, seeing if they can get out front. Trevor Keith trying to hold on to it here. And now Kevin Orlando sneaking in right now. Excellent view here from the top. Kevin Orlando, it looks like he's going to be left in the dust. And Trevor Keith makes the block on the 91. Trying to see if he can slow down that inside line. And guess who? Jackson Van Pelt is around. Caution is out.
Oh, man, I saw him take a hard right turn. And
yeah,
we
if
are
that doesn't
playing
absolutely
in nothing but lefts tonight.
Yeah, if that doesn't take a hard shot to that right side, we'll see how much damage he has suffered. I gotta admit, Stella, some of the details that iRacing has fixed here, you notice the damage here on the left front, that is a lot more realistic than just things missing. Oh, man, look at that shot to the left.
Back two. Oh, yeah, he's going to have a little bit of time. Do you think this would be a meatball flag situation? Or can he just keep racing and come down when he wants to?
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, possibly. We would take a look into it. Right now, actually, out there in the chat, Alice Forget saying he had a rough day of Uber and he's actually planning on getting the new Quest 3 and wants a helmet cam. Yes!
Oh.
I'm glad you asked, because the Racing Revolution pays all the extras out there to get the cams by the drivers. And not only that, but we also get cams of what you can see. So yes, that is completely a possibility. We'll link up and hopefully we'll see the sponsor on your car next year, and we will hopefully have a good helmet view. I like seeing how you race during the road courses, especially because I like seeing that the real road course guys are already looking to the next turn while they're in one turn. You know what I mean? Because you're already setting yourself up for what's next instead of staring at the corner you're already in. Stella, what do you say we take a look at that crash here?
Yes, I would like that.
All right. Let's take a look here. 3 wide, Stoney, Benfield, and Kaplan here on the outside.
Uh-oh.
Not sure what happens. Oh, Kaplan tries to cut in behind him here.
There it is.
No.
Oh, man.
Boom.
Man. Oh, my heavens.
What a hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's no net code involved there.
No, sir. But I'm impressed everybody stayed out of it. He didn't come back down into traffic. Life is good.
Yeah. That was rough. Hopefully Kaplan doesn't get any repercussions from that. Let's take another look at it from Kaplan's view inside the cockpit here. I do want to see what he sees. There's the 07 there to the side through the netting. I don't think he's where the left front fender was on that one. But it's another thing, Stella, is when you see situations like that, there's a lot of possible suction out there, and that may have been what happened. As guys got slid to the side, and his car, the side draft actually pulled him in toward him. Because it didn't look like an overzealous steering wheel turn to actually do it on purpose. But maybe just a little suction pulled him to the side and it caught him up.
Well, that's what happens to me as soon as I hit that bubble. Even if I do manage to pierce the bubble, then the next thing I know, I'm running right into the back of the guy in front of me. So if that's the suction you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the wall likes to suck in too. So, but all right.
We're back under caution. We've got Trevor Keith, Ernie Williams, Kevin Orlando, Brandon Broadfoot, and Jason Crumley 1 through 5. Now, everybody else has decided to come down on lap 43 to kind of top off on fuel, if not take tires. Now, remember, we should have plenty of tires for this race, but I'm interested to see that once again, our top 5 guys did not pit.
So what are we talking? I mean, it's not like still since lap 5.
No, they last pit on lap 31. So they will have about 12 laps short of fuel compared to everybody else.
Okay.
Now, they're gauging somewhere between that lap 33 to 36 mark on fuel. So when Ernie Williams and Jason Crumley came down for fuel, that was exactly the time they needed to come down because they were really hitting that fuel window, so that caution was actually perfectly timed. But, this next one, they would have to kind of hope for lap 60-something to kind of, really put their finger on it here and kind of narrow it down. We'll see how this goes. This is kind of choking up a little bit. Guys, if you were seeing any of these cars out here without any sponsorship on them, they are looking for a sponsor for the car. Especially the number 91 out there. He's looking for one. Hank Caston, he's in the number 24 Ford. He's looking for a sponsor as well. So definitely if you guys are looking to have your name put out there, whether it's a power washing company or house building, excavating, anything like that, iRacing, don't knock it. There definitely are just as many eyeballs out here, even in the Coca-Cola series, as there are the real series. So guys, keep in mind, if you're looking to get something out there or sponsor even the league, heck, you can even sponsor flags. If you're looking to sponsor the white flag, if you're looking to sponsor cautions, you can do that as well. Just go ahead and head to the NSR.com and you can sign up with them and get a hold of one of the admins of this team here and try to see if you can narrow down some sponsorship out there as well. All right, Stella, we are looking at Trevor Keith and Ernie Williams here in the front, right behind the pace truck. We'll be heading on long here, and I'm interested to see how the Racing Revolution guys on the inside line here are going to get a shot. And if the 91 of Ernie Williams and Brandon Broadfoot can come out on top of this one, as this is going to be an interesting shot here is when they hit this restart zone. What does Trevor Keith decide to do? Remember, he's on older tires, so now they've cooled down a bit. And they're definitely going to be slick heading to the line here, and away they go. Green flag is out. And Trevor Keith's shooting at the line.
Yeah, I'd say that the two of them are talking. Here I go, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
and boom, they take on 91 and 22 because maybe Williams and Broadfoot weren't quite coordinated on the radio. This, like I said at the beginning, teamwork at Talladega.
Yeah, right now, Racing Revolution guys are here in the front as Alex Forget joining in is rooting them on. Remember, a little bit of money gets chunked their way on lap 50, so I expect to see one of these two guys to kind of come away with it. But we've got Ernie Williams, Brandon Broadfoot, and Jason Crumley in the waiting here to see if they can kind of make up the distance, get a little bit of draft, and sling themselves back to the front, and maybe have a possibility of taking over the lead. So we'll see if that can come on back. Remember, Tommy Gossett, who was originally leading this race, he's all the way back here in 14th. He is actually managing out here with the damage he actually accrued out there and obtained. That the number right now moving up to the 13th position, and the number 16 Ford we see sitting out there, he's finally getting his chance to sling back to the front, and he might have another chance at winning this race here at the end.
Yeah, he's got a little work to do, but good drivers are good drivers. We've got fixed setups here, so it's not even a matter of, them having an edge in that matter. Right now, they just got to drive.
Yep, Jackson Van Pelt in the Lowe's 07 Chevrolet is taking it back to the garage, especially after the unfortunate wreck that actually happened back there on lap 42. We are taking a look here at Tommy Gossett, moving on up to Cameron Combs, where there's nothing but a giant pile of sea of cars in front of him here, not looking good as we see him rotating on through. Notice how everybody's bottoming out, and then the seas part. He may have a chance to see if he can sling through the center here, but no can do. 22 machine in the 5 on the outside. Does look like Brandon Broadfoot and Alex Tessie is on the outside, but this is for 8th and 10th. Now remember, Broadfoot was up there in the top 5, is now struggling to stay inside the top 10 as we are 3 wide with Stoney Benfield on the bottom again. I guarantee you this guy may need some sort of a force field to keep these guys off the side of him, off the track. Here we go. Hold on. What in the world was that?
Happened.
Yeah, right now that did not look good. I believe that was Johnny Taylor for the Bass Pro Shops machine. He ended up disconnecting. Whoa.
Alrighty
Yeah,
then.
Johnny Taylor in the number
Wow.
3 is the one who slung off the track there in the Bass Pro Shops machine, getting knocked out. All right,
I
let's
thought
get
he was
back up
going
to the
in the
front.
pit in the hot and heavy.
Yeah, remember the Racing Revolution guys. Here they are right now switching back and forth. It looks like Trevor Keith is falling back, and now Keith is going to try to push Orlando instead. Orlando into the lead. Here we go so far. Let's take a look back at the rest of the field. As I guarantee that 91 Ernie Williams is going to make a bid for the stage win here at lap 50. We'll see how that goes, and we'll see if it's on lap 50 or after lap 50, as Corey Boudinot may be able to clue us in on that. Stella, let me know, but right now I'm looking to see if Ernie Williams, he'll be crossing the line first here. So moving on through, Ernie Williams sits first, Jacob Kaplan is second, Kevin Orlando sits third. So right now the 91 machine who sits in the front might be lining us up for this one, Stella.
Yeah, if you want, I'll run down the race control and get a confirmation on that.
That's exactly what I want, because right now I see Trevor Keith lining Kevin Orlando up for another shot. Kevin Orlando right now slinging it 3 wide here, heading into turn 3, moving on through. 91 machine caught in the center. He's going to lose a lot of speed. Trevor Keith looking to close the gap, but he's got to hold on to that car. Contact between the two drivers of Ernie Williams and Kaplan on the outside, as Kevin Orlando shoots himself first place through the dogleg, but the outside line looking to make up a little more space here as they sling across the line. Kaplan. Looks like Kaplan leads that line, and we are 3 wide for the first three rows here, and this is huge. Right now, Kevin Orlando might want to check out of this one, as they're about to be in a boatload of trouble. 23 machine of Andy Reeves looks like he's the anchor of the outside line, and they're going to start moving. Kaplan back into the lead. Here we go. Moving on through, seeming to be a good shot here. Kevin Orlando does check out, moving it now 2 wide here in the front, because I guarantee he senses a little bit of danger. Stella, talk to me.
They had made the decision that at lap 47, because that would be halfway.
Bro.
That is where the stage winner was announced.
Holy cow. Who was the winner of lap 47 here? As these guys are 3 wide, really, for the past few laps. I think they may be under the same stipulation.
Yeah, because, as far as we know, it was later at lap 50 wins, but they're saying 50% of the race was the winner. So they called it at 47. I do not know who they determined that was. We could roll it back, maybe not.
Yeah, that's a bit back here. We're sitting on 52, so we're going to actually stay with these guys. I'll let you find out from RC. See if he has the capability or the time to find out something like that. I would like to know who the winner was of that spot. So here we are here in the front where Jacob Kaplan is. Kaplan still sitting on the outside right now, seeing if he can charge his way back to the front. But really, right now, he's in a world of trouble here again, as he is sitting right now side by side with Kevin Orlando there on the bottom. Notice that Racing Revolution machine trying to see if he can wind up again and get going, but no can do. Looks like there's going to be a little bit of a slowdown. Trevor Keith looking to make up a little bit of ground, but the 22 machine of Brandon Broadfoot sitting right behind him there in that Chevrolet looking to make up the time. Huge accordion there on the outside, and there goes Trevor Keith.
Oh, my.
Caution is out. Trevor Keith almost caught up in that one. Right now we are seeing guys slinging all over the place. Ernie Williams and Casey Ryback may be involved in this one. Now, Stella, we were talking a look at, kind of what was going on here. There was a huge checkup on the inside line as we were riding along the side of Jacob Kaplan's car, looking at Trevor Keith and Brandon Broadfoot side by side here. We'll roll back here and kind of see what happens. Yeah, the 91 machine got way loose. This is where we were riding with Kaplan. Notice Trevor Keith got nudged from the back in the 91. A huge hit in the wall, and Trevor Keith just missed that.
Just missed that. Well, Trevor Keith can have a little bit of redemption. He was in the lead when they crossed over at 47.
Woo!
So he ended up with the stage win. at the halfway mark.
All righty. Well, take a look here. Notice this. Look at that shot from the 91 into the inside
That's
wall. Good
just
Lord.
painful.
Yeah. Let's take another look here at Ernie Williams.
No, can we see exactly what happens between the 16 and Hastings?
Yeah, let me see if we can roll it back here a little bit and try to take a peek.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, let me see if we can get a little bit closer. There we go. Kevin Orlando gave a push.
Oh.
Boom.
And he may not even have checked up. As soon as 91 pulled out, he would have lost the draft, which meant he would have lost like 10 miles. Oh, no. Don't hit that. Lost 10 miles an hour and then bumped back into the guys behind him.
Yeah, no kidding. Take a look at that, Stella. Good update here by iRacing, though, actually being able to hit damaged stuff out there. You know, so we'll see if the 88 machine serves any damage to get fixed from hitting that bumper there.
Because it really did look like he hit it. It didn't just blink away.
Yeah, that was not good there. Let me see if we can take another look at it here from inside the
Dang.
Ouch.
Dude. Yep.
All right, most people coming down pit road getting these cars fixed up a little bit. Casey Ryback is destroyed.
Oh, look at his front tire. My. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's not
I'm
good.
going to take a look at Casey Ryback here and see what
He's
the heck
definitely
happened to
gonna
him.
be a set of crunchy M&Ms.
Oh, what? This is a double wreck here.
Oh.
This was actually part of something else. I think he checked up and Corey Hassler rear-ended him here because he saw a wreck happening in front of him. Holy
Ouch.
cow.
Yep, that was a heartbreaker.
Oh, and swiped across the back, too.
Yep.
Good
Whole
Lord.
front end.
Yeah, and here's Ernie Williams. Casey's right there.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, he may have seen the smoke and checked up.
Well, he'll be towing back.
Yeah, see the trouble happen in front of him, and he let off the gas.
Yep. I'm amazed sometimes how one guy gets, just spun around like a merry-go-round, and the other guy just keeps on going like nothing happened. It's just the dynamics of the speed and the angle of the hit.
Yeah. Well, the woes continue out here for some of these guys. Right now, we are at lap 56. Stella, we are getting pretty close here toward the end. Right now, it looks like Alex Forget is enjoying this just as much as we are. Chevrolet Pace truck getting ready to pull off the surface here in just a moment, Stella. But this is a good time for you to talk about that North Carolina 811 guys that are the main sponsor here of the NSR League.
Yeah, well, they provide fast and easy communication links with your local utilities providers. Give them the information about your excavation. They transmit the information to all the utilities. And then the utilities send out locators to mark your publicly managed underground lines for free. So contact 811 or 800-632-4949 3 days before to give them just a little bit of chance to get out there and take care of where you plan to dig.
Boy, that's good stuff. Last thing you want to do is hit an electrical line. Definitely, I know things could be really shocking, but I wouldn't want to do that.
Light up your world.
Alex Forget heading back to Uber, buddy. Appreciate you joining me here tonight, guys. You see how much Alex Forget is blowing up that chat. Don't be afraid. You can do it as well. Even if you're out here racing, don't forget to subscribe. That's how you can chat with me out here. Definitely want to make sure none of you guys are bots out there, and definitely try to make a good run at it. All right, Cameron Combs, Jacob Kaplan here in the front. Kaplan going to have his chance to get his first restart here of the night in the front, in the number 1 position. Kevin Orlando sits third, Tommy Gossett is fourth, and Trevor Keith, even after slinging off the track, now returns back in fifth.
No kidding.
Yeah, flattening out the track here where we're kind of definitely keeping out front and leveling the playing field. Everybody came down on 54, but pit strategies changed, and that is actually what you're going to see out of the front row as they are fuel only. Stoney Benfield, Matt Sisler did the exact same, but they're back down in 13th and 14th. They may have come down a lap later to top off on fuel one more time, so I believe everybody else is on new tires except Kaplan and Cameron Combs. So we'll see if that causes any problems out here on the track. Kevin Orlando now started giving a push here to the number 20. Hopefully that doesn't end up like the last time. I don't think it looked like Kevin Orlando swiped across his back end. But right now we're looking at the Racing Revolution, 2 guys out there sitting on the bottom right now, hanging out in the top 5, trying to see if these NSR guys can kick it into high gear and put them behind them and show that they are the more superior league out here. Lap 58 about to be underway here, Stella, for the Fundraiser 250. This is a pretty good race here so far. Actually, it's not loaded with cautions.
No, I mean, for Talladega, this is pretty normal. One tiny, misstep, and you can find yourself, in the next galaxy. But I like it right now. I think we have 14. Okay, I'm going to call myself. Yeah, we still got 14 racers out here out of our original 24. And they are rocking and rolling.
Yeah, well, I admit, most of these wrecks out here have only been 1 or 2 cars. Except the lap 4 one, that was the big one. That was everybody smushed all up. But lap 4 took out at least 6 drivers here on the racetrack. Of course, no fast repairs. Damage is not self-healing out here, like you guys may have seen over with the big show that we do as well. Having the opportunity to see if they can, how they do that. If you're able to kind of tune in, you can go to simtracksbroadcasting.com. And you can tune in to any of those races that we have done, and we definitely hold on to each and every one of our broadcasted races. I do appreciate each and every one of you who have subscribed out there. We are well over our 425 mark of subscribers, and we have broken over our year mark at that. So, Stella, we were over 300 subscribers after a year. Right now, Simtrax Broadcasting is doing a heck of a job and really striving ahead to bring them the best in iRacing.
Yep, and as far as I'm concerned, they do.
All right,
don't
right.
say so myself.
That's how you join from the chat into the booth. Is right now joining into another lead lap here is Jacob Kaplan trying to make another shot for it here out front. But the number 51 of Cameron Combs still pushing along here. It's definitely solid moves here as these guys are squeezing on through, moving on back to Stoney Benfield. Well, we'll take a little ride along here with Benfield and kind of see what he sees from the inside of his car. And right now he has got guys, and you see that wiggling in front of him. He still stays solid here right in the middle.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Interesting enough, normally that will end up causing another line to form.
What, head dangling out to one side?
Well, if he stays in the middle, guys move to the outside, he'll end up being the car in the middle. And somebody will push him, and then we'll end up 3 wide, and you didn't expect that to be that way. So right now, he looks like he is not moving off that line. He is staying pretty solid out there. As you see, that track is rubbered up pretty well. And now that outside line is starting to become the faster lane. They just got to tighten it up a little bit. If Stoney Benfield get a little bit closer there to Andy Reeves in the 23 Chevrolet, that should move that outside line a lot faster than they want it to go. And hopefully strive them up toward the front. But this is looking pretty solid here so far. As we get this one going. Stella, we are lap 61. We'll do a slight crank it up session for you guys, and we'll probably come back about that lap 65 mark here, and we'll try to get the sounds of NASCAR as we get this one underway. Go ahead and crank it on up, guys. righty, buddy, and we are back. Appreciate you guys hanging on for the Crank It Up session. We just saw Tommy Gossett sling off the track there. No caution comes out for that, as we see from over top, Tommy Gossett slinging and almost making contact with the inside wall there. Fortunately, no damage comes of that, but that does leave him down in 14th with no help here. Moving on up front where Stoney Benfield is now getting up front for a top 3. Remember, he did actually qualify in second place here tonight. He's actually been playing in the back of the field most of the night, but the 75 Ford finally breaking into the top, but not yet as it gets knocked down to 4th, and 3 Chevrolets lead this race. Kaplan, Andy Reeves, and Alex Tessie. But right now, battle for second, still out front. Alex Tessie and Andy Reeves trying to hold on to it here, waiting to see if Brandon Broadfoot can come back from the back. Matt Sisler, he's down in 11th, but he's about 0.8 of a second off, trying to see if he can reach back up and grab a hold of that draft from Jason Crumley, because there's almost nothing left. Cope, unfortunately, is down by about 4.5 seconds off of Matt Sisler. Sisler back there really in the back of the pack that you see here. And right now, Cope and Sikosi are going to be trying to catch back up as well, as it looks like they are out here by themselves. Lap 66, 67 now out of 94 laps. We're going to be coming down to crunch time, where guys are really going to kick it in overdrive and see if they can try to make up a little bit of difference here, Stella.
Oh my, I don't know if I'd want to call it crunch time. We've already had a little bit of crunch time so far.
Yep, well, the faster pastor right now not falling out of the top 5 here. We'll see if he makes up a little bit of gap here. Right now, he's playing it safe out there. Does look like he has some damage to that left front fender, though.
Yeah, Barbara's back out here rooting on the faster pastor number 75, and so is Ruth Gardner watching. That's excellent. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, right now we're looking to see if Stoney Benfield can work his way back to the front. Hopefully it does not. Hopefully it gets better for him here, as unfortunately this is kind of causing a little bit more trouble out there on the track than it, and some guys are thinking it's worth as the list continues to grow for guys heading to the garage. Corey Hassler, Casey Rayback, Ernie Williams, Johnny Taylor, Jackson Van Pelt, Travis Gilbert, Brian Whitney, Brandon Hastings, and Brian Wiggins are all our drivers who have taken it back to the garage. That does leave us with at least 13 drivers still on the track that are on the lead lap. Tommy Gossett goes a lap down here, as he had to come down on lap 66 to get his car squared away to see if he banged it up too much. Gossett trying to get caught up here. Remember, he ended up in that spin out. Now he's getting caught up. He came down on pit on lap 66, so back out onto the track he's going to go. If a caution does come out, he'll be the lucky dog around, and then hopefully he'll be able to make it to the lead lap, but we're all praying for no cautions. Hopefully this one goes green all the way to the end, because I think this is going to be a very big, actually a really tight fuel window here, seeing that Jacob Kaplan last pit on lap 54. Yeah, so Kaplan's going to be falling off a little bit here. Andy Reeves is 3rd, and Caston sits 4th, and Broadfoot is 6th. Right now they're trying to see if they can drum up a little more speed here and figure out what they're going to do. But Stella, we've seen Talladega go a bunch of different ways here, and I've got to admit, the way these guys go here at Talladega, the last 5 to 10 laps, that's going to be where you're going to see racing happen. We're going to see 3 wide, and I guarantee it's going to be sturdy, it's going to be tight, it's going to be close racing, and these guys are going to be hammering doors to the finish.
Yeah, the hammering doors, most definitely. Hammering bumpers, be careful.
Yeah, sliding back and forth. Stoney Benfield getting the lead here for just a moment. We'll see if Hank Caston tries to drop out and not help him. Stoney decides to take the bottom. Right now, the 75 machine is Stoney Benfield's Ford has taken the lead out in front of Jacob Kaplan. Kaplan, I'm sure, is definitely happy, as Stoney's a solid driver out front, definitely safe, and is not going to do anything insane in front of him. So Stoney Benfield has taken the lead. I'm sure Barbara Pinion and Ruth Gardner out there are happy to see this driver out in front. So the NC811.org machine has the lead, but not for long. Hank Caston and Brandon Broadfoot. Broadfoot getting back into it again, and notice this. We're returning back to the top 5, and not just that, returning back to the top 3. Brandon Broadfoot is coming back alive here on that outside line, and he is making it alive. That shark bite machine has been hot as of late. He's figuring out where he can be, how he remains up front, and he's been in a little trouble. Back on lap 30, he ended up in one of the wrecks that caused the yellow flag, and here he is returning back. So not too bad here for Brandon Broadfoot in his Chevrolet.
Yeah. Watching him sneak out, though, and to catch that little breath of air, it scares the heck out of me when he comes back in, because that east-west motion across the bumper is just a killer.
Yeah, shuffling out there on the track. You see the 23 machine, Andy Reeves, trying to pick and choose his line here. It's going to be chosen for him as the number 5 of Alex Tessie slides to the bottom here and moves up to the front. It looks like Kevin Orlando in the 27 hanging out there in the back. He'll be battling alongside Cameron Combs, but I would probably say these guys are trying to wait it out a little bit, but battle for the lead continues. Hank Caston here in the front. He's in the number 24, the all-black car sitting out front, and it looks like Stoney Benfield is trying to make another bid for the lead, but outside line will start taking over here, and right now he could use all the help he can get from Jacob Kaplan, but that is not going to help. Right now, Caston is now cut in front of Stoney Benfield, boxing him in here, and that looks like that is not going to be the case for Stoney Benfield to get to the front, as he now lines up to the side of Andy Reeves' 23 Chevrolet here, and we only have 22 laps left to go.
Oh my, yeah, and and Reeves is bumping.
Ooh.
He is. There we go. Never mind. I'll let you take over.
Yeah, right now off the track is Hank Caston here. Looks like no caution.
Oh, one car infield, no problem.
Yeah, something happened here. It caused Caston to sling off the track. Let's see if we can find what happens here. For Hank Caston to kind of get slung off the track as he is way off pace. Let's take another look. All right, Stoney here on the behind him. Oh.
3. Yeah, that's what I was saying. 23 is doing some sawing back and forth pretty hard there.
Yeah.
And just one extra bump.
Well,
as I was
saying before, Brandon Broadfoot with some trouble there on lap 30 has taken the lead. But remember, we've got to see everybody start slicing it up here. Broadfoot into the front. Jason Crumley finally getting his chance. He's looking for his 15th position gained on the night, and he gets it. He's got the lead here for just a moment as the 51 of Cameron Combs, who's been up here most of the night, is now sitting third. Right now he's battling alongside Brandon Broadfoot in the 22 Chevrolet. Top 5 riddled with Chevrolets. Stoney Benfield's Ford has dropped out, sitting 6th right now. So not too good. Looks like, let's see if Benfield can return back to the fight. Kaplan sits 7th. Kevin Orlando is 8th. Trevor Keith is 9th. And Matt Sisler rounding out our top 10. Over 6.5 seconds behind is Justin Cope, who's in the 59 Ford, and Mark Sikosi in the 8 Chevrolet in the amped up machine, trying to get going here, sitting 12th. And Hank Caston, after that slight spin out here, now sits 13th. Let's get back to the front where Crumley has gotten a hold of the lead and secures it out in front of Brandon Broadfoot. But Brandon get a little tired of doing the pushing here tonight. He's ready to do some leading.
Yeah, he's got some work to do though, getting some people behind him before he's up there on the front line.
19 laps left to go here. Jason Crumley out in front here at Talladega for the Fundraiser 250, brought to you by the NSR Xfinity Series. We are here in the Gen 6 cars as the 51 is finding out that they don't handle quite as well as he's getting loose coming through 3 and 4. Definitely we're seeing a lot of different things happening out here on the track. We've had a few wrecks out here. The big one actually being early in the race, lap 4. We had another caution back on lap 30, another one back on about 42, and another one sitting around that 53 mark during the for those cautions. But we've got 18 laps left to go, trying to see where Stoney Benfield comes in here. Right now he's hanging out in 5th, kind of lining himself up. Right now sitting behind the 23 machine. The hard part is when you're drafting is not to move side to side like the guy in front of you, and that's exactly what you see Stoney Benfield doing, is not causing any trouble. You see how he's remaining solid, and he's not kind of swiping up or down the same as the 23 is right in front of him, because the trouble might happen there. Remember, we saw Andy Reeves make contact with Caston. Caston is now down to 13th, and they're hoping they're not going to be seeing that any more trouble out of the 23 there, as unfortunately it's taking one of the faster drivers and throwing him out of the top 10.
Oh yeah, it doesn't take much, not at this track and not at these speeds.
Yep, Arba Hawkins out there rooting on the faster pastor, trying to see if they can get it going.
Boink.
Once again, side-by-side contact. Now, once that draft leaves, that's that bubble leaving. The 51 gets a little loose. 83 now all of a sudden loosens up the steering because he's no longer in the lead. And now Brandon Broadfoot trying to hold on to the lead, but Cameron Combs going at it again. Now, the 22 and the 51 have been tangling up most here of the night. But Alex Tessie and that Farmers Insurance number 5 Chevrolet sitting right behind him is going to be trying his best to win this race here tonight.
Yeah, the two mobiles, you'd think they'd be working more as teammates than they would as adversaries. But, hey, there's money on the line tonight, guys.
Yeah, as you kind of see how this race may pan out. Notice how that outside line is forming up and how it looks coming through that dog leg. Right now, that was Cameron Combs by almost a car and a half across the line over top of Brandon Broadfoot. Right now, he's got no help from behind here, as it looks like Crumley lets off the gas and tries to create either a problem or let these guys in front of him here. I'm not quite sure what caused a no side-by-side action. Hopefully, Benfield is going to watch this one, as the 22 machine is going to be losing all power here. He's got no draft help. Crumley left him. And now the 23, Andy Reeves, it's his job to go up there and give him a shove here, otherwise he's going to be in trouble. Right now, Broadfoot kind of hoping the guys in front of him might duck on down so he can start making up some of the draft and pick up some speed. As he is falling off right now about 2 miles an hour slower. He's trying to hold on with a little bit of door draft on Stoney Benfield.
Yeah, but I think these guys up top like it on the top. Whether they're going to hold it there or not is yet to be seen.
Yeah, Benfield falling off a little bit here, but he is hanging out in the top 5. Right now, top 5 leading these guys by about 0.3 of a second out in front. Kaplan going to be looking to reach up there as well. And Jason Crumley sits down in 7th, waiting to see if Sisler is actually going to kick it into high gear here. But with only 15 laps left to go, he may be trying to wait it out even longer. Most guys did pit back on lap 55 here. We'll see if fuel ends up becoming a problem out there. I'm not sure as we get across start. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just trying to do the calculations and going, at this point, some of these guys may be working on fumes.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they can get it going here. As you said, working on fumes, that may be why some of these guys are tucking back right now, like Kaplan. Kaplan may be tucking back, trying to see if he can get a little bit of draft to make that fuel last to the end. 14 laps left to go inside line, picking up the pace here. Right now, the 23, Andy Reeves, is telling the 22, let's go. Brandon Broadfoot getting much-needed help. There he goes, out in front to the lead. Away they go.
Nice.
Yeah, Benfield slices down to the bottom. He saw an opening, made it happen. Good mirror check there. Spotter said he's clear, and he makes the move. So Benfield slides up, but notice how the outside line is able to make up so much more gap here, and Combs only misses it by 60 thousandths of a second at the line. So this is going to be very, very touchy here once we get to the end, and that'll be in 13 laps.
Yeah, at this point, if anybody has to make a pit stop, they are out of it because we are going green.
Yeah, that they are. Right now, Andy Reeves trying to see if he can come into play here. Right now, he's sitting down in the 4th position. Moving on through. Reeves is in the 23 Chevrolet. Tommy Gossett waiting for a caution. Hopefully, he can get back on the lead lap. I'm sure he'd like to come back and try to battle it out with these guys. Sisler now catching up to the back of Jason Crumley there, and might be trying to get Crumley to catch back up to the lead. Right now, no can do as we are almost 3 wide heading into turn. Yep, now we're 3 wide. Benfield sticks his nose in there. Benfield to the outside. Definitely, he's got no help, and he's having to depend on the door draft. from the guy inside of him, Alex Tessie. Fortunately, these guys from the NSR League racing with each other are now going to use each other here heading down the backstretch. Right now, this is allowing a couple of these other drivers to get away, but fortunately, they're able to hold on. Benfield sliding down in front of Kevin Orlando here as they move to the front, and it looks like Andy Reeves is the only driver not in any sort of trouble here. And we've got pit stops. Here they come.
All right.
12 laps left to go. Broadfoot, Combs, Reeves, Kaplan, Sisler, Jason Crumley working their way on down. Remaining out there, Tessie, Benfield, Orlando, and Trevor Keith.
All right. Yeah, I knew they were running, like I said, running on fumes, and I think they were just really hoping for a caution, so they would not have to do this green flag pit stop.
Yeah, well, right now, putting out the hangman's noose, I think, would be taking tires. Some of these guys are taking tires right now. Brandon Broadfoot taking 12 seconds in the box, as well as Cameron Combs as they are working their way out. Notice the distance from the rest of the field as they are going to have to catch up to Jacob Kaplan and Matt Sisler. Sisler getting into 7th here. Now, remember, our top 4 drivers are still going to have to pit. Here they come right now. Stoney Benfield led out by himself. Tessie spun out. We'll see if he's black flagged on the way in for maybe entering too fast. Here comes Orlando and Trevor Keith, Tessie, Sikosi, and Justin Cope. Cope working his way on down, and Benfield is out here by himself. He had last pit on lap 55. Right now, I'd probably say this is probably the worst situation here for Benfield. He's right now doing 178 miles an hour. The rest of the field right now is doing 185.
And nobody's going to need to come in with him, so that means he's going to be doing the same thing when he comes back out of pit.
You know, he's going in by himself. He'll be out by himself. Right now, we'll see how that goes, as right now a couple of the guys slinging out of pit here. We'll see how this shuffles up the rest of the field. Right now, it looks like Orlando and Trevor Keith, they took 5 seconds, fuel only, back out on the track, looking for a driver up to speed. Kaplan's sitting 5th here. Right now, he's up to 188 miles an hour, and it looks like right now the Racing Revolution boys are in the lead, trying to see how far they're in the lead. They may be ahead by almost 4 seconds. Stella, this might be an interesting call here. Let's take a look off the top of Matt Sisler, who came in not but a lap earlier on lap 83 with a 5.88 second pit stall time, and he's sitting 4th.
Flash and go.
Yeah, Benfield is down pit, so Orlando and Trevor Keith will resume and take over the lead, and they are ahead by 3.5 seconds.
My heavens.
Well, good call here by the 2 drivers out front. Sisler may have a chance if Kaplan can help him here. Kaplan is going to have to start making up some distance and actually pushing here. Benfield, I think, is too far out of it to help with any kind of pushing, so he'll be linking up here with Brandon Broadfoot and Cameron Combs. If these 2 guys can kind of link up and get a little help from Benfield there, no, Benfield not up to speed enough.
No.
Where's Crumley? Here comes Crumley. So that might be a chance if Benfield can grab a hold of Crumley there. Crumley needs to rotate down. Yep, Benfield will be able to grab a hold of that aero bubble, and these 2 guys will push. So there is a chance, Stella, with 9 to go. If Stoney Benfield and Crumley can match up with Broadfoot and Cameron Combs, that may be the four-pack they need to get rolling here. Sisler is kind of wishing he had just one more driver. That's all he needs. One more driver to start picking up the pace and reeling these guys in. 3.5 seconds is what they've got to make up for Kevin Orlando and Trevor Keith, who are right now sitting 1 and 2.
Yeah, you've been saying, look at Sisler hanging way back there in 10th and whatnot. I think he did well to avoid a lot of the messes and avoid the stress. And here he is now, on the podium.
Yeah. And right now, Matt Sisler in the number 66. I was talking earlier how this entire field was being led by Chevrolets. All 3 of our top 3 guys here in podium positions are in Fords. So now we've swapped over, but we still remain out front here. For the guys in the front, Kevin Orlando and Trevor Keith in the 27 and the 48. Matt Sisler sitting 3rd here, and notice how I saw out there on the track, We may have some lap traffic we're about to run into here. Right now, Kevin Orlando and Trevor Keith were able to make up that distance, getting around this driver here. But right now, Sisler can use that draft to help sling around.
Yeah, we shall see. Lap traffic is always a risky business.
Yeah, that is Tessie. Remember, Tessie ended up spinning.
Bless your heart.
Was right now. Alex Tessie was 54 seconds in the pit box.
Ouch.
So speeding penalty for Alex Tessie as we saw him spinning into pit road here. We'll actually reach back up. I do want to see where Stoney Benfield ended up. Stoney Benfield ended up in 8th here, still behind Jason Crumley. Now, Crumley has got to make up some distance, and it's interesting to see what the distance is between all of our drivers. If Crumley can make up about a second to catch Combs and Broadfoot here, like I said, that would be the quad team that they need. I would wonder if Broadfoot and Combs would consider letting off the gas here a little bit and allowing them to catch up. You would only need to sacrifice about 0.3 of a second here, but that's exactly what you're going to see Alex Tessie doing, is Tessie grabbing a hold of the back end of that pile, and now Crumley may be able to reach up and grab a hold of Tessie. So that could be huge here, and that's why I always say, even if you think you're down and out, keep racing, because this may be the change of the race. Crumley going to have a huge run here, following behind Tessie. Tessie, unfortunately, is ducking out of the way here, which is not going to help their cause. 5 to go, still 3 seconds ahead. Orlando and Keith are. Sisler still trying to run them down here. But it looks like we finally got our 4-pack. Right now, Sisler and Kaplan have caught Broadfoot and Combs.
Okay.
Yep, here we go. So now watch the time start ticking off. Notice Sisler. Check this out. You see the time over there on the side. They are slowly sawing this down with 5 to go.
At that.
Yep, that's what they needed. So they're starting to bunch up. Right now, they've got to keep going. Mark Millard out there is saying, get up there, Crumley, let's go. Right now, Crumley's got to make up about another second to get up toward the front. But as this 4-pack gets going, Crumley might get left here in the dust. Stoney Benfield may have to start giving him some shoving, but Stella Weir looking under almost 2.5 seconds, and right now, Sisler is reeling him in.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. They went from 3.5 down to 2.5 down, and this is not gonna last long. No. They are coming in hard.
Well, that's all it takes is a little sacrifice from one clutch, and that's all it takes. We're taking a look off the back of Trevor Keith's machine here as you see them starting to reel them in. 2 seconds with 3 to go here at the line. This is going to be tight. Now, Stella, we are going to have a shootout here at the end. This is exactly what you want to see. 2, what do these guys do about the team packing up behind them here? Do they separate and go too wide in front and try to block these lanes? It's possible. There might be a shot. But right now, if you consider the amount of speed we've got here, I've got Kevin Orlando at 190 miles an hour. I've got Matt Sisler at 197. So they are starting to pick up the pace. 1.5 seconds behind. With still half a lap left to go before we are 2 to go. Almost coming up from behind. Taking another look back. Here's the distance now.
Yeah, if Sisler and Kaplan lead to the outside, they are going to blow by these guys like they're standing still.
That they are, and right now Sisler is making up the distance. I guarantee you right now he's feeling like Superman out front, chest puffed out, because he is in the lead. Well, as soon as he catches Trevor Keith's draft here, he's going to have the speed. All right, here he comes right now doing about 7 miles an hour faster. Too wide, there's the call. Right now, here comes the block. They're going to see if they can block the entire field. Sisler to the outside. Kevin Orlando, what a block. It's cutting it through the center. Comes Sisler. Here he goes. Slicing through the middle. Kevin Orlando and Trevor Keith don't know what to do. And Kaplan gets cut off. But that's okay. Wait just a second as Kevin Orlando is blocking the field here. And Trevor Keith is going to try to reel him in as the white flag comes out this time by. Right now, guys who were in the lead were pretty happy with it, but Sisler looking like he might just win this one. Trevor Keith has got to make a run here, and Brandon Broadfoot only has 1 lap to figure it out. Outside line. Trevor Keith already making a shot here for it, and no can do. But now he's getting help from the 51 machine on the outside. Remember, worst spot to be on this track is in the lead heading into the dog leg. So Trevor
Yeah.
Keith gets out front. Kevin Orlando sits side by side as this white flag is out. We are still led by Trevor Keith's Ford. Cameron Combs Chevrolet sits behind that. Kevin Orlando sits third, trying to see if they can find a route. But once again, the 48 and the 27 find themselves side by side and front and rear again. So this is going to be the run here to the end. Stella, as we see Matt Sisler trying to make up a little bit of space here. Out front they go. Trevor Keith getting the lead. This is going to be a shot at the line, trying to see if they can make it here. Right now, here it comes. Trevor Keith at the line. Got it. Trevor Keith, Kevin Orlando, Jacob Kaplan, 1, 2, and 3.
Wow, was that close? When that set of 4 cars came up on 48 and 27, they sliced through there like oh, that was amazing, like little salmon going up the stream. It was wonderful, and darned if they didn't manage to come back once they got up in all those wonderful bubbles.
Wow. Yeah, talk about shuffling around. Normally, like I said, the leader comes away with it. I think Cameron Combs wishes something had gotten a little better for him on that inside line. I think if Sisler was able to give him one hard nudge, but man, just not enough. But right now, Kevin Orlando and Trevor Keith coming away with this one, and Jacob Kaplan coming third. Fantastic job here. We'll actually rotate it back here to this checkered flag moment where we see him crossing this line, as this was a huge move and a fantastic run that we had right at the end. This was an excellent drive here, as there's the separation that you see that they needed desperately to get out in front. But here's the 51 trying to squeeze off, not enough. And that's going to do as you see him crossing the line here. And the 51, yeah, you see the 51 coming loose here.
It did. He was pushing so hard, I think he crossed the line sideways. Whoops. Oh, come on, producer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, building got caught in the way here.
Here it comes. There, he's already sideways. Wow.
Yeah, excellent job here by our guys out there making it happen. This was awesome. To see how this one kind of turned out, I've got to admit, the way this entire race went and kind of how everything stewed up and kind of worked out toward the end. Now, remember, you've seen these guys. They were spinning all over the track. Guys were unable to get clumped up. Guys slinging around, and they were able to come away with it. But boy, oh boy, what a run here, especially at the end. This was an excellent race to especially call, and especially for the NSR League to do an excellent job here tonight, putting on a fantastic show. We did have some tumble-ups there for a caution, but if you think we haven't had a caution since lap 55, and they went at least another 40 without a single caution out there on the track. So what an excellent race this ended up being toward the end. This really worked out very, very well for our guys here in the front.
Yeah, that was an exciting finish, which sometimes you don't get at Talladega because you've got that long, somebody will be out there by 5 seconds and you'll never see him again. But this was an exciting finish, a good race.
Yeah, not too bad. As you see, Kevin Orlando coming only 82 thousandths behind him here. That definitely seemed to work out just perfect. So we'll go ahead and find our guys out there and definitely take a look at how it went here all the way at the end, because I guarantee you these guys are pretty stoked about how this went all the way to the end. The 51 of Cameron Combs, Matt Sisler coming in clutch. I mean, just out of nowhere, reeling it in. Stoney Benfield, 8th place. I mean, that just so close. And I mean, heck, even Mark Sikosi, that dude came in 10th. And you saw how long he'd been hanging out back.
Yep.
So
no, that's good. Well, let's go and collect up our drivers for our post-race interviews.
Oh, yeah, that we will. Guys, hold on just a moment. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, we have caught up with our third-place finisher here. The third-place finisher of the Fundraiser 250 has end up being Jacob Kaplan. Looks like he is in the Home Depot number 20 here tonight. Did a little bit of that Tony Stewart come into play and help you out here tonight?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Tony's my hero, so I try to drive just like he did at these super speedway tracks.
All right.
Alicia.
Well, I was going to say, I got a feeling him and I are going to get along very, very well. Appreciate you joining us here tonight, man. Talk to me a little bit about this race. It's definitely, did it go the way you expected it to go?
No, I mean, super speedways, you never expect it to be clean like we had tonight. There was a couple incidents I had there. I think it was the '07 that I took out. I didn't mean to do that, but other than that, though, no, pretty clean. I did not expect that at all. Usually I expect a wreck fest here.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, you and Van Pelt were amazing. I mean, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, I try to be aggressive at these tracks because I don't know about anyone else, but I get really bored doing single file really fast, so I try to get to the front and just stay there.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can see it going 2 or 3 wide, but we'll talk aggressive a little bit. And you said you were sorry, the '07 of Jackson Van Pelt, you kind of got into him. He was pretty aggressive here tonight, is what I would call aggressive. He was making lane changes regardless if you were there or not.
Yeah, when I was behind him when we were 1 and 2, he was kind of scaring me, throwing kind of late blocks to slow down the momentum on the outside. And when I took him out, I kind of was not letting off. I was getting tired of it. Like I wasn't letting off. I probably should have. It was too early in the race to be doing that. So that's my bad. I apologize to him.
Yeah, that's all right, man. Things happen out there, but hey, it's just a fundraiser race. Everything's a-okay. But really great run here tonight. What did you think? Did you think you had anything for these guys right here at the end? Coming to the line.
Yes, I did. I thought I had a chance to win in because it was me, the 66, the 22, and I believe the 51. We linked up together and we finally caught them on the back stretch. But unfortunately, those two guys were smart and they went side by side. But when I tried to pass, I was fourth below the yellow, and I mean I don't blame them for letting me back in. So I had to check up a little bit. So that was kind of my race there. But I'm glad I recovered to get a top 3 after all that.
All right, Jacob Kaplan, congratulations. Stella, who'd you say was on out there in the chat?
Yeah, Alicia Kaplan came up and said, "Love from your parents, cheering all the way from Florida."
Well, thank you, Mom and Dad, for watching this. I hope we put on a good show for you.
All righty. Well, that's the beginning of your shout-outs. Go ahead and finish them off.
I'd like to thank, Mark for putting this on and letting me back in because I raced with him a few months ago and our one league ended and I just haven't raced in a long time. So I'd like to thank Mark for letting me back in here and putting this on. And I'd like to thank the 22 and the 66 for working with me in this race tonight. And thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. You did a great job.
Oh, yeah, not a problem, man. Definitely great job in the racing tonight. Definitely keeping it clean and actually making it a very close one, especially here at the end. Jacob Kaplan, hopefully we catch up with you later, my man.
That sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's move to our second place finisher here, who ended up being Kevin Orlando. Kevin Orlando, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, man. Well, you come into this league from the outside and end up coming second. Talk to me a little bit about this race.
Oh man, it was a long one. Coming in here, not knowing what to expect from the other drivers. Not only that, running a car that I haven't run on the service in years at this point. Didn't really know what to expect coming in. They got a custom setup. They got a good group of guys. So I have to say I was pretty impressed. Had a really good time through the whole race. It was good racing. I have to apologize to Williams there. I got a little bit of a bigger run than I anticipated on the back straightaway and got into the back of him and caused that one wreck about mid-race there. So apologies out to him. That was not not ideal. But yeah, no, that was a long one, stressful without a fast repair, but fun.
Yeah, I believe it was the 91 Chevrolet of Ernie Williams. We took a look at it a couple of times. I wasn't sure if it was a bump from the back or if somebody moved. But these cars, they pick up the draft pretty quick once you're in it.
Yeah, no, that's the run I had on him was pretty normal, but as I closed that gap, it just sucked me right in, and by the time I got to him, it lifted his rear tires off the ground and got him sideways, so that was not ideal at all.
All right, well, let's talk about something else that wasn't ideal. Trevor Keith and you were both out front. with about 15 to go. The rest of the field behind them, once they clumped up, started sawing away at your guys' lead by almost 7/10 a lap. Talk to me about kind of what led up to end up this shootout here at the line.
Well, we knew once they got together that it was going to be no time before they caught us. We were watching at split times, and for first few laps after the pit stop, they were maintained about 3 seconds back. But we knew once they got together that it was going to close quickly. And I got to give thanks to, we had our third driver here, Travis Gilbert, who unfortunately did not last very long in this race, but he was giving us some spotting to let us know what was going on behind us, when they were getting their runs and when was coming up. So we were able to kind of predict when they were going to get to us. And, well, there's not a whole lot we could have done, but we made the best of it. We split them. We forced them to make some drastic moves to get around us, and it broke their momentum. So we were able to stay with them and get to pull back to make a retaliation there to try to get the win, and it worked out.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. I even called up here in the booth. I said, the only way I think you're going to slow them down is if you split. I think the only thing that may have helped you is if you guys were already in the turn by the time they started entering. But how nervous were you guys when the 66 of Matt Sisler shot right up the center?
I mean, he had a really good run there, so I'm just glad he didn't drive into one of us. You know, I made an aggressive move to block him on the outside, and he contacted me pretty lightly, considering the closing rate, if at all. Slapped the wall just a little bit, but he was able to put it to the middle, get by us cleanly, and we had 20 car that was pushing him. He broke off and went below the yellow, backed out of that so he wouldn't get the penalty for passing below the yellow there. But man, it couldn't have worked out better, and that was really close to not working out well at all.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Stel.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, I was here jumping up and down because that was the most amazing thing, them slicing through the middle of y'all, and everybody stayed on it. It was wonderful that, there wasn't the big one or anything like that and having a terrible ending. It was a great ending with some excellent driving.
Yeah, no, that's that race at the end there, that 1.5 laps once they caught us, that shootout, trying to jostle and get positions we could. That was fantastic, and I'm so happy we were able to finish that without murdering each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good here right at the end. Kevin Orlando, congratulations on your second place finish, being one of the Fords to get here into the top 3. Give me a shout out here, buddy.
Well, first shout out's got to go to you because you invited me in here. This was a lot of fun, so I do appreciate it. This was a blast, and of course I got a shout out to the Racing Revolution guys. For joining me here. We got TK and Travis joining me out here tonight, both from my racing team last year. So thanks to them, thanks to our league, and thanks to these guys here at National Sim Racing for putting on a great show. Can't wait to go back and watch this broadcast and see it from the spectator's perspective.
Oh yeah, it was definitely fantastic. I would say it might be a league that kind of chalks up to you guys as one of the greats. I definitely enjoy broadcasting great leagues and really good racing, you know what I mean, rather than kind of caution fests out here. Kevin Orlando, congratulations, man, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Hey, thanks again. I'll see you. Have a good night.
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for Kevin Orlando. Moving on to our race winner here tonight is Trevor Keith, and I guarantee you that squeak right here at the end was the one he didn't expect. Talk to me a little about kind of this entire race starting from the beginning here, buddy.
Oh, and the beginning, it was tricky. A bunch of guys you never raced with before. Trying to figure it out. Like, we talked about it, me, Kevin, and Travis. Talked about it for a while. We're like, we just take it easy here. Just try to feel it out, see how these guys race, figure out the guys we like, the guys we don't. And kind of took it easy for a little bit. We were up front with the lap 47, so we're like, let's push it to the lead. Me and Kevin did that. Shout out to Kevin. He pushed me to the 47 and the win all night. So, and I'm really glad I went green at the end there. Me and Kevin kind of figured, like, we're under yellow. We were getting in and out of the pits faster than most, and we kind of figured under green we could really gain some time. And we were 3.5 seconds ahead when we got out of the pits. And so we knew they were coming. We were strategizing the whole way, trying to figure out what we were going to do to try to split them up and kill the run when they were going by us. And that's what we did. Kevin jumped up high. We went side by side, so they had to pick a lane and go. And it killed the run, and we were able to get back up there.
Man, and what a race it was, especially right here at the end. You know, we're taking a little look here kind of as the slow-mo's going by of watching Jacob Kaplan passing below the yellow line, man, and it was close. It was interesting to see how toward the end, but you know, the strategy of the two of you guys splitting up to help slow the line down, Sisler shooting up dead center, and you guys still being able to boomerang back and come back and still make a fight for it coming 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Travis for that one. That was all Travis. He's still in our ear, even though he wrecked out, unfortunately. He's in our ear kind of helping us out with the strategy, and that was his idea, to split up, go 2 wide as soon as they came to us. And so Travis was there helping us win, even though he wasn't part of it. So shout out to him.
All right. Well, we've seen you race in other leagues. Talk to me about this one. How does this one kind of compare to your other ones?
Hard to tell. Super speedways are different, obviously, but most of the guys ran really clean. I mean, at the end there, all those guys to go green at the end there like that it's incredible. A lot of these guys were really clean, really good to race with here. I mean, there's a few that were like, oh my gosh, I'll get away from this guy, but there's always a few, even in other leagues and stuff like that. So
yeah. Even super speedways, but you can just feel sometimes that guy's just got heads up driving. You know what I mean? He's looking more farther than the car that's directly in front of him. You know,
I mean, I'll shout out the 20. He's one of them. Like, he went below the yellow line and kind of had to back off there. And instead of coming up and wrecking all of us, he just kind of backed off and then tried to make his run again. And so, I mean, that was a smart play by him. I maybe could have given him room to get up there, but, you know, going for the win. So I kind of held my line there. But heads up play by him, and he still finished third. So
yeah. And a lot of guys going out there. I know Stoney Benfield, he was out there leading for a little bit as you guys fell off a little bit. But, man, still fantastic race here, man. Awesome job. You know, I would normally ask you what could have gone different this race to help you, you know, make it a little more of a comfortable lead, a comfortable win, or a podium position. But you ended up winning the race, so I don't know what could have done, you know, to make it easier.
The only thing that would be have Travis there with us. If we had Travis there at the end, they probably would have never caught us. Maybe we could have went 1, 2, 3 instead of 1, 2. But I mean, you can't complain about that finish right there at all. Like, I mean, everything went to plan, which is crazy because usually it doesn't. You've seen it, so
yeah.
Definitely for us go for broke guys like that. One last hooray for the go for broke team, huh?
Yeah, especially for the 2023 year, man. Definitely a good one here. Trevor Keith, man, I'm glad to see you come away with the win. I'm sure these NSR guys are like, man, hey, we were so close to getting him. Sisler almost was in it. Kaplan was almost in it.
Yeah.
That was close, man. But
all
awesome
those guys
job.
at the end there, none of us wrecked. I know the 51 spun out the line, but still, none of us wrecked. They all raced clean. Even when me and Kevin went 2 wide, nobody wrecked each other. So I mean, it was just a fantastic finish.
Yeah. It was really good, man. I really think the NSR team, you know, has some composure out there when it comes to things getting wild out there. Now it's hard to find that in a lot of these leagues. Trevor Keith, give me your shout-outs, man, because I know that sponsor on the hood and the back of that car need a little love out here for these guys to hear them.
Oh, yeah. We'll shout out KSX. I make some paint schemes. If anybody's interested in that, you contact me on Facebook, Keystone Racing Graphics. Twitch, Keystone 48. I go live most times. Unfortunately, in the middle of this race, I had to end it because I almost lagged out. So we'll try to get that fixed. Yeah. And then I ended up winning it when I'm not live. So isn't that crazy? So, and then shout out to Kevin and Travis. You know, Kevin pushed me, you know, to the win there. Obviously, Travis was in our ear telling us what to do. Race Control needs a shout out. They did a fabulous job. They were fair with all their calls. And
yeah, I think he
it's
may
nice
have been
to have
a little...
race control, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. He may have
Pretty
been
nice.
a little overwhelmed here tonight. He had a lot of things going on.
Oh yeah.
To kind of see how that happened, you know.
And shout out to NSR for having us over here, and you for bringing us out over here too. Couldn't have won it if you wouldn't have told us about it. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I knew these guys needed some more guys out here for the fundraiser and definitely to put on a great race. I did not expect you guys to win it though. I will admit.
I mean, hopefully that feels good because 1-2 in the 47 and at the end. Obviously you paid my way in, so I'm going to give that to you.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
Help
No, it does make it look like I set it up, though.
Yeah,
it wasn't. It was not a setup. I swear to God. No, just trying to get bodies in here. Holy cow.
Look, the other league we came from, I had 0 wins last year, so it was not a setup.
hey, in the next one, man, you got plenty of opportunities.
Oh yeah.
All right, Trevor Keith, congratulations on your win here tonight, and hopefully we'll see you very, very soon.
Oh yeah, February's coming soon.
Oh yeah, faster than you think. Faster than you think. Get back to painting, brother.
I got a few to make, so.
Yep. All right, everybody. That is Trevor Keith, our winner here of the race. Stella, I want you to double check and see if there's a possibility of getting a hold of Mark Sikosi, the host of this race. Definitely how this race went, especially toward the end. Went very well, if you ask me, you know, seeing how many of these guys were able to kind of come alive and figure out, you know, how they were able to place, what they did, where was a solid line that they could have taken here tonight, and it ended up paying off very well, especially right here toward the end. So this is an excellent race that we've had here and been able to do. Stella, talk to me, and we'll see if we can get a hold of that. Mark Sikosi, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, buddy, talk to me about this race, man. This kind of race did it kind of go the way you had hoped here?
Yeah, it went pretty good. Other than, I mean, we didn't like to see that wreck on lap 5. It seems like it took out quite a few guys, but overall it went pretty well.
Oh yeah. Well, new drivers, different track. Everybody smushing into these Gen 6 cars makes it very, very difficult. The NSR league got a bunch of drivers out here. Probably one of the highest turnouts. I think we had at least 24 drivers that did appear. Kind of talk to me of how guys could have found this fundraiser if there happens to be another one. Uh-oh.
Mark?
You got me?
Yeah, there you are.
Woo.
Uh-oh. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, talk to me a little bit here about the fundraiser. Come on.
Hello?
Yeah, you're almost there. Come on, Mark. I think you got us muted or something there, brother.
I can hear you now.
There you go. All right.
What was the question?
Yeah, well, I was looking to see, we had a 24-car turnout here tonight, and we were kind of seeing, if people wanted to join, if you guys have another fundraiser or anything like that, how can they get a hold of this league and kind of join along with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, you can find us on nationalsimracing.com. You can join our Discord from there. We're always posting in all the Facebook groups, iRacing forums, different Discord servers. I mean, we're everywhere. It's not hard to find us.
Yeah, well, definitely you get a lot of big names out here in the NSR series. Especially we had some Coke Zero guys in the last run, kind of what standards do you guys hold to your racers out here? I mean, I see there are no fast repairs. It's an open setup league normally. We've got tires, we've got fuel out there. Talk to me kind of the all around for the NSR series. Seeing that the Fundraiser 250 is coming to an end.
Yeah, we don't have a maximum cap for the iRating. Minimum right now is 1,100. A B class license oval. We might raise the iRating here next season, maybe to 1,500. But yeah, I mean, we got a very large skill gap. Yeah, usually every season we have at least 1 or 2 Coke Series guys that end up running with us. But yeah, we got skill levels from beginner to pro. Very clean racing. It's a lot of fun overall.
All righty, man. Yeah, definitely. And I've got to say, you got to hang your hat on having Coke Series drivers. I know I do another league that has at least college series, driver out there that he's able to kind of toy around. They have to qualify in that as well. Coke series is nothing easy to get into. Those guys are extremely hard to beat and definitely very strategic oriented. Strategy oriented, trying to figure out how they can race out here. But Mark, they definitely choose your league to race in. You want to give us some shout outs here before I let you go, buddy?
Yeah, we got to thank our series sponsor, NC811. We got to thank everybody that showed up tonight. That definitely helped the league out, keeping us going. Yeah, we're gonna do another one here probably in the next few weeks. It's probably gonna be on a Sunday. We're leaning towards maybe the trucks or the next gens. Probably another plate race. Hopefully we get a bigger turnout for that one. We're gonna have more time to plan this one out. This one was kind of a last minute deal. We only had maybe 5 days to put it together, just because we had a surprise off week. So, yeah, we're looking forward to the next one.
All righty. Mark Sakosi, appreciate you, buddy. And definitely as soon as you get that up, it'll be on all our social media as well, and we'll try to get as many guys to join. Mark, appreciate you, buddy, and congratulations, man. You came top 10, dude.
Yeah, we were trying to keep it clean and have a shot at the end, but we just didn't get that yellow, get caught back up. We got caught up behind a couple wrecks that were happening right in front of us. Just lifted just a little bit, lost that pack, and I mean it is what it is. It was still a good race, still a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was great, especially right there at the end. There was one big one, but man, normally I've seen some races that go 6 laps and it's a caution, 6 laps and a caution.
Whoa.
I mean, this thing went caution free since lap 55.
Right. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. And that huge, I mean, we had a green flag stop. That was huge, especially at a plate track. Mark Sakosi, definitely, I cannot wait to join back up with you guys next Saturday, man. Good luck to you, and man, you do an awesome job running this league.
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it.
No problem. All righty, Stella, that's going to do it here for us with Mark Sakosi, the admin here, one of the admins from this league, definitely leading it on. This was a pretty good race, especially all the way here to the end. Trevor Keith, Kevin Orlando, and Jacob Kaplan, our guys who came 1, 2, and 3. Final thoughts, Stella?
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
This was wonderful.
Yeah, I would say I think the thing that may have made this race 10 times better if lap 4 didn't happen. And we were able to keep at least 6 more of our drivers out there. I think this may have been a absolute blast of guys not getting smoked out in that one. Just so many drivers get caught up. But that's what they call it here at Talladega. It's not only the Alabama Mile, but when is the big one going to happen? And unfortunately, it was just so early in that race. And the worst part was it being net code. There was a little bit of gap there, and it caused some things to happen. But man, oh man. But NSR Xfinity Series comes to an end here with the Fundraiser 250, and that's going to do it for us here tonight. Stella here in the booth. Patrick Morrison coming to you live. Here's your lead producer. Be well, be safe, be kind, and we'll catch all you guys next time.